Hello, avid readers, book nerds, and casual observers. Welcome to the Read Along brought to you by the Lit Round Table. I'm Joseph.
And I'm Anna, and this is our read along of Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. Welcome to part 2 of, week 2 and part 2 of Tress of the Emerald Sea.
Woo!
Woohoo! Our chapter titles this week, we've got Chapter 6, The Inspector, 7, The Father, 8, The Stowaway, 9, The Rat. That was unexpected. 10, The Sprouter, 11, The Thief, and 12, The Crow. This is, I feel like, Tress's real first misadventure.
Yes. 100%.
And she killed it.
Oh, yeah. Slay Queen.
She did so good. Also, what a weird... It's also weird. I do just want to say that I adore her parents.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
What a couple of sweeties.
I loved the part where Hoid was talking about how, and then she went and talked to her parents, something that more people in these stories should do at the beginning of their adventures. And I'm like,
Totally.
Thank you. Thank you.
Totally. And I loved how Mom was very hesitant, as any mom would be. But Dad was like, well, she's got a better head on her shoulder than the rest of us, so if she's decided she's going to do this, she's probably thought about it a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, you know what? What a beautiful thing to know your kid and what they're capable of.
Yeah. That was really cool. I also loved the part where, in the father chapter, where they talk about how the father is not a poor man. He just doesn't have very much money. But what he does have is a lot of, like, favors that he can call in on because he's very helpful and well-liked.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool. He did his job. He went out and did some, what would they say, high-level fathering or something like that.
Yes,
Like,
it was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. Which
was not... Okay, I just want to make sure that everyone knows I wasn't digging at the mom for being hesitant.
Yeah.
I think that's very natural to be concerned about your baby.
For sure.
But yeah, Dad really stepped up. I like how there was also, when she was telling them, there was this wasn't just a 1 pie problem. This was a 2 pie problem.
A 2 pie? Was
Maybe
it a 3 pie?
Maybe a 3 pie problem. But he figured it out after 2.
But for the mom, it was a half pie problem.
Right. Yes.
Some people stress eat. Some people stress fast.
Yes,
Yeah. It's just so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What would a quail egg pie even taste like? I'm just trying to imagine it. I'm imagining some kind of like breakfast quiche.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah. Which probably is very good, but yeah. I've never had that before, so I couldn't tell you.
Anyway, the plot that they devise to get her off the island, stowing away not in a barrel, which we all thought she was, but as the inspector, the cargo inspector herself. Clever.
Very clever. Very well done.
Mm-hmm. Like, I knew she wasn't in the barrel when they were like, and a dark-haired girl fell out of the barrel. It's like, oh, well, that's not Tress.
Right.
Where's Tress?
Right.
Where you at, girl?
And what is this other girl trying to do?
Yeah. What's happening here?
It's very cleverly done.
Mm-hmm.
And I love how the rat is very critical of the choice. Why did you leave? Why would you leave the rock? And why would you pretend to be an inspector?
I have to save my boyfriend.
You mean to tell me you left home for a boy? How dare you?
I have to pay off his ransom to the sorceress.
Also, the rat can talk.
Yeah, dude. Before that, though, she gets sent... She's in a cell. Because it turns out the ship that she gets on are smugglers, and she gets poisoned. And there's this part where it's like, and then she wonders why there are talking parrots. There were no
Right.
talking parrots. It was the poison that she just drank.
Yes.
Like, oh, bummer.
But there is a talking rat.
hmm
Yes. Yes.
He's not going to explain why he can talk. I loved that.
Yep.
I'm guessing it has something to do with the sorceress. I think it's going to be like a Howl's Moving Castle situation where the scarecrow like turns into a real person.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Certainly
wondering
could
if the
be.
rat is actually a real person, or maybe they're just an intelligent rat, you know?
Whose name is Huck.
Indeed.
What if the rat is Charlie and Huck is an abbreviation of Chuck?
That would be crazy. And I would love that.
I don't think it's going to happen, but what if?
Quick, Tress, kiss the rat. Maybe it'll turn back into Charlie.
Oh dear.
Oh, man.
And that's why he can't tell her.
So silly.
Wild. Yeah, so the first misadventure is getting put on a smuggler ship instead of one of the royal ships. Which is probably
Indeed.
to her benefit, though, because I think on a royal ship she would have been caught out and done away with in a very different manner.
Yeah,
But
most likely. We do get our first sort of naval combat.
sort of.
Get,
What do you mean? Straight up.
We get like...
There's
well, I
cannons.
just mean sort of in that it's like fought so much differently than in our
Oh.
world.
Yes.
Because
Right.
their cannonballs are like water balloons.
Right. Right.
Like they're still
Yeah.
metal, but they like explode with water because, you know, spores
Yeah.
hit the water and then
And
they...
they grow. Yeah. Wild.
So
Well, and there
crazy.
also is the revelation that they can use the sprouter uses the spores as like a way of repairing the ship, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, there's
and
some
complicated.
utility.
Yeah, which
Because
does make sense.
the spores all do different things. So like the pink spores, the rose-colored spores, will like grow crystals that you can use to plug up holes on your ship. And some of the seas are inhabited. Like, that's interesting. Because the spores aren't as deadly. But no,
Yeah, wild.
the Emerald Sea ones are pretty stinking deadly.
They are. They're pretty nasty. Pretty.
Hoid
nasty.
gave us a lovely, in-depth description of exactly what it would feel like, which is so on brand for him. What a jerk.
It's very gross.
Also, with what are they called? The people that can use the spores. What were they called again?
Sprouters.
Sprouters. The sprouter had like this thing on him, this contraption, and Hoid was like, which I happen to know entirely by coincidence is the perfect size to hold a human head. And then he just keeps going.
Yes, he has like a box. Yeah, that was very disturbing. I was like, Hoid, what is up with you? You are a strange little narrator.
Dude, he's he's a lot. But
Yeah.
I love him so much. He's so entertaining. Man. Anyway, I have no idea if he's a good guy or a bad guy.
That's fair.
He's just chaotic and there. But anyway, yeah. Wild. So also we got an explanation for how the spore ocean works and why it's liquidy. It's all based
yeah.
on, you know, how people like pump air through their like sandboxes and make it liquidy sand. Like, have you seen those videos?
No, I did not know that was a thing until this book.
It's a real thing, and you can look it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool, actually. But sometimes it stops, and then it just turns into sand, and you're just stuck.
Wild.
But then you can walk on it, and Tress walking across the spores to the other ship,
Very cool.
nerve-wracking.
And very scary. And then, poor girl is just fingernailing it on the side of the
Yeah.
ship.
Angling
Because
with her
the
rat
ship
friend.
she was originally on was handily destroyed. It does not exist anymore.
Nope.
And none of the people that were on it exist anymore. Except for Tress and her little rat Huck.
And one of them that got away on a rowboat.
Right.
Only one. But yeah, like the description of, because they like shot some of these sailors while they were also trying to walk across the spores, and their blood activated the spores, and that was also nightmare fuel. Like, man, this spore sea is so fascinating and just creepy. And I'm really scared of what the other colors do.
Yeah. Yeah.
The vines are
find
pretty
out.
freaky, though. But she also had this ingenious moment of like flicking a little bit of her like spittle to like grow a vine so she could climb up it onto the ship.
Yeah, she's with it, man.
Yeah, she's a smart cookie.
She is. I was also very offended. Okay, so she gets pulled up onto the ship after 15 minutes. And then the captain takes one look at her and is like, oh, no, throw her overboard. She's not going to be of any use to us. She's too weeby. And I was like, our girl just clung to the side of your ship with her fingernails for 15 minutes. I don't think I would define that as weeby.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to.
I would not either.
Super dead.
Super dead. But Tress is very smart, and so she just starts scrubbing the deck. And they leave her alone.
I'll make myself useful.
Yes.
Please don't throw me to the spores.
Yes. Yes.
Man. I've really enjoyed the differences between how like sailing works on this type of an ocean. Like you can tell that Brandon really like put a lot of thought into the implications of a spore sea that like the spores do crazy things.
Right.
Like how like the deck is like lined with silver so that
Oh, yeah.
like it kills the spores. The ships only have like 2 cannons really because I mean when you think about it you don't have to like ships in our world like Hoid just kind of explains it away as like yeah they haven't quite gotten there yet but like really you don't have to pummel their ship with cannons and try to sink them if you can just like get some of the spores by the ship wet and just like wreck it that way.
Right.
Like they don't have to hurl a bazillion cannonballs, you
And
know,
hope
at
that
a ship to sink it.
Yeah. Get enough holes in there. Yeah.
So yeah, very creative. Very cool.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just thinking about the vents under all the spores and like, well, how deep are the spores?
Yeah, dude, who knows?
The vents are like volcanic vents? Like that exists in our oceans.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's lava. So is there lava under all these spores?
I guess lava isn't wet, even though it's a liquid.
Right.
It wouldn't trigger the spores. It would just probably kill them. So a few things that I'm curious about.
Sorry, these are what I'm thinking about.
Well,
Lava.
you reminded me of this.
Okay,
like
good.
why? So me saying that lava probably kills the spores made me think, why silver? Why does silver kill spores?
Right. Is it like a vampire thing or a werewolf thing?
Yeah,
Is it vampires or werewolves? I think it's werewolves. That don't like
it's
silver.
werewolves. Silver bullets. Yeah, it's werewolves. But like,
But nothing else about the spores is werewolf-y.
yeah. I'm like, is it a magic-y thing or is it a science-y thing? Is it actually silver or is it just silver colored? Like, is it...
Is it chrome?
Right.
Everything is
Is it
just
is
chrome
it
covered.
vibranium like from Marvel? Is it super metal? Um, yeah, I'm just curious as to like why silver.
Is Brando Sando the kind of author that would use a word like that?
Maybe because every single bird in the Stormlight Archive is called a chicken.
Oh. So silver might just be a generic term. It might not
Maybe.
be a specific. That's so funny.
Yeah, because
Why didn't they call the parrots chickens?
in Stormlight Archive, a different planet,
Oh gosh.
on that planet,
Okay.
the characters refer to every bird as a chicken because a lot of the main characters like don't see a lot of birds because of like climate. So like
Okay.
they just call every bird a chicken, kind of like it'd be
Okay.
like calling every type of canine a dog, you know,
Sure.
um, like that.
Okay. Fascinating.
Anyway, so basically, yes, he would do that. um,
Okay.
I
Okay.
wouldn't put it past him. He's sneaky. He's sneaky and clever.
Okay. So it might not be real silver. It could be
Yeah.
something else.
hmm
Hmm.
Is it sorceress related?
Silver and salt.
I could see salt being like a sciencey thing, like salt killing life. You know, like
Sure. I'm just thinking of like the. Okay, so you mentioned. Well, I guess I mentioned werewolves, but you mentioned like magic-y things.
mhm.
And a lot of. Um, but it doesn't seem like that's the vibe of the story. I'm thinking of like Supernatural, where they make the ring of salt, and that protects you from ghosties
Oh
getting
yeah,
near
right.
you. Um, but the spores just turn into vines, so it's not like, well, as far as we know, are they sentient vines?
I don't know because spores, like fungus, can have like networks like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm. Absolutely can.
that's terrifying. That there's some kind of super spore mind, and the spores are actually like alive and out to get you. That's terrifying, and I also wouldn't put
Yeah.
it past them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh.
They are
Mm,
literally alien spores. They're falling from a moon
that's so true.
to the planet.
So true. And how do the spores get from moon to planet and not burn in planet
We
atmosphere?
were literally told not to think about it.
I know.
But I have also had the exact same thought. How?
Fine, Hoid. I will trust you. I shouldn't, but I will trust you and not question it.
I am curious where Hoid, like, where has he positioned himself in the story? Do you know what I mean?
Last we heard, he was a cabin boy.
Right.
I'm wondering
But
if
also,
he's.
everyone on the boat that she's on just got murdered
No,
by
I think.
spores.
So, this new boat, I think maybe he's on the new boat.
Oh,
The pirates.
okay. Okay.
Um, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Because he was a cabin boy. So we know he's like on a boat. He's on boats.
Oh, you know what? The next chapter's called The Cabin Boy.
Oh, really? Oh, confirmed. Hoid's on the ship.
I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. Because I think I heard
100%
I was
confirmed.
listening to it and then it was like, chapter whatever, The Cabin Boy. And I was like, nope, stop. Yeah, chapter 13, The Cabin Boy.
Part 3, The Cabin Boy. Let's see.
So,
I will flip one page just to confirm or deny. It has been confirmed or denied.
in one page.
I guess that basically narrows it down to confirmed.
That's it.
Well, if I flipped one page and was like, "Oh yes, now I know for certain."
Well, you have also met Hoid before. So, You know what his shenanigans are like.
Yes, but I mean, it says his. I looked at his name
Oh, okay.
on
Okay.
page 69. Well, now I'm super excited about the next chapter. I might just
mean,
have to read the next chapter tonight.
I am just very excited about this book in general.
I know, dude. Me too. It's
It's
so
very
good.
good.
It's so charming.
It is. It is. Like,
It sucks you
okay.
in.
I so appreciate deeply flawed characters and main characters. Like Locke from The Lies of Locke Lamora, deeply flawed, but still enjoy him as a character. I am sure that Tress has flaws. But I so appreciate that she actually has some very healthy relationships in her life. And they're not
Yeah.
all just yucky, broken relationships that she's trying to muscle her way through.
Yeah, it's more like something came in and disrupted her wholesome life.
Right.
That's something being like mainly the Duke and the King and the Sorceress.
Right. Right.
Like she has a really good relationship with her parents. It doesn't seem like she has like enemies on the rock, you know.
Right.
Super wholesome relationship with Charlie. They love each other. But then it all gets bungled up with
Right. Right.
with plot, story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate about her character that she's just like. I feel like this is a really good way to do. Would you call her like a self-insert character of like? Because she's not bland. Like, it's it's not like I don't know, not to like shots fired, but it's not like Twilight. It's not like that level. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what's interesting, though, is both Stephanie Meyer and Brandon Sanderson are Mormon.
I did not know Stephanie Meyer was Mormon. I had no idea.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's a funny little tidbit for you. Yeah, I don't know if I.
It's also early in the book. We're on page like 70.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I would consider Tress a self-insert because she does have like a very
Unique vibe. Like
yeah.
who collects cups? I guess if you collect cups, maybe she's a self-insert character for you.
Yeah.
I feel like there's enough about her that makes her unique.
Yeah. And I mean, they're not that this is a Twilight apologist video or anything, but there's there was something about Twilight also being written in the first person.
Oh, true. Oh, yeah, that's
Wasn't
very
it?
true.
I think it's
Yes,
written in first person. So like
it was.
and not all first person stories are like that. But anyway, I don't think that I'm not getting that vibe.
Okay.
But I think that's a fair question. And I will
The reason,
evaluate that as I
yeah,
continue.
the reason I ask is because she has this like normalness about her,
Right.
where she's like, I scrub windows.
Right.
I know how to cook.
Well,
I'm
and
a good listener.
She has the like I'm so boring. Like her parents are like, "Oh, we knew that this rock was you were too big for this rock." And she's like, "What are you talking about? I am probably too small for it. Like I am so nothing." And they have the parenty comment of, "Well, everything's special about you." So it's just all
Yeah.
like
Nothing
nothing
stands
stands
out.
out because everything is special. Which is a very sweet sentiment. And I think that her gut reaction of like, well, you're my parents. Like that's
Yeah.
like, of course you were going to say that. But what if there is genuinely something very special about her and she just doesn't know it yet?
True. We could get some kind of like awakening a dormant superpower moment.
I don't mean like a superpower. I just mean
She is the spore mind. She
Oh, gosh. No, I don't know.
she's
I
in
don't know.
control of the spores.
I'm open to whatever possibilities lay ahead.
I think I would be interested to see her learn more about this sprouter thing and like see her like harness the power of the spores.
Yeah.
You know, just have little Ziploc baggies of each different color and just ready to go
Yeah.
at a moment's notice. Now
Yeah.
that is some deadly pocket sand. Imagine you're fighting someone and they just like fling green spores at your face and then just vines
Oh gosh.
erupt.
Terrifying.
Terrifying. Jinx.
Oh gosh.
Man, yeah. What a time. Well, I'm super excited about part 3. I'm assuming part 3 is the next assignment.
Yes. You got it.
Nice. Nice. All right. Oh, I'm so pumped. I love this.
Me too. Me too.
Nice. Well, y'all, I guess until next time, happy reading.
And we'll talk to you next time.
Later.